Here's a little tidbit about each king and queen of England, stretching all the way back from William the Conqueror to our present day. This is part 5, so buckle up. First, let's talk about George II. When he passed away, he had a rather peculiar request. He wanted to be buried right next to his beloved wife, and get this, he wanted the sides of their coffins removed. The idea was that their remains could mingle together for eternity. I mean, it's a bit morbid, isn't it? But also, in a weird way, kind of sweet, I suppose. A testament to eternal love, even in death, however strangely expressed. Now, moving on to George III. This guy had some serious mental health struggles. During one particularly intense episode, he apparently just talked. Non-stop. For 58 hours straight. Imagine the stamina, or rather, the mental turmoil driving that. One can only wonder what profound or utterly nonsensical things he might have uttered during that marathon of speech. Then there's George IV, who truly knew how to live the high life. He managed to rack up a debt of around £78 million in today's money. That's an astronomical sum. Parliament, in a rather unusual move, agreed to forgive this massive debt, but there was a catch. He had to marry a German princess. A deal was a deal, and sadly, that option isn't usually on the table for most of us when facing financial ruin. William IV was quite the character. He once had a major falling out with his counselors, and his reaction was unexpected. He didn't just slam a door or fire off a strongly worded letter. Oh no, he took a whole fleet of ships out to sea. For 10 whole days. Without telling anyone where he was going. Talk about making a statement. Needless to say, when he finally returned, he was promptly relieved of his position as Lord High Admiral. I imagine the conversations when he finally docked were quite something. Queen Victoria, bless her, survived no fewer than 8 assassination attempts. Talk about a stressful reign. The motive for the last attempt was particularly bizarre. Apparently, the would-be assassin was upset because the Queen had been rude about his poetry. Yes, you read that right. Rude about his poetry. One can only imagine the scathing review Her Majesty delivered that drove someone to such desperate measures. Talk about a harsh critic. And finally, we have Edward VII, also known as Dirty Birdie. This guy was quite the ladies' man, to put it mildly. He reportedly had at least 55 mistresses during his lifetime. 55. That's a new one every year of his adult life. A number that certainly earned him his less-than-flattering nickname. And that, my friends, brings us to the end of this little historical detour. Until next time.